Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another Frankatron video. Today I'll be going over the fall of Hal Jordan and the rise of Parallax. But first, let's recap on how his story will unfold. In my last video, I talked about the death and the return of Superman. Go check that out if you haven't already. It'll give you a cool story and a more in-depth explanation of how we get here in this video. Anyways, in the return of Superman, we see Cyborg Superman and Mongol obliterate Coast City, the home of our main man, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. We see him start to struggle as he grapples with the concept of losing his home and the 7 million people that died with it. This struggle begins to lead him down the dark path as he begins to lose control. So here we are. Coast City is gone. Emerald Twilight, a 3-issue story where we see Hal snap. We begin with issue 48 of Green Lantern, where we see the Emerald Knight on his knees, mourning in pain. A giant crater is the only thing left of Coast City. This is where the madness begins. Hal is reflecting on his power ring, how he got it from Abin Sur as he died, and the power the ring gives him. He explains that only the will of the user is what limits the ring's power, and that it can do anything so long as the bearer has the will to do it. With this, we see Hal begin to make an energy construct. From this construct, a green man appears in front of Hal. Who is this man, you may ask? It's Hal's father, who died in a plane crash when he was a little boy. However, this isn't actually his father, but more so a manifestation of his father through the ring. We see Hal talk to his dad about their relationship and how he wishes his father had given him more attention and told him that he was proud of him. This turns into an argument, ultimately leading to Hal's father reminding him that Hal did nothing to save Coast City. Not that he could, but the pain and guilt are blinding him. Hal's father leaves, which then leads to his death replaying as Hal watches him die again. Then we see Hal's mom appear as an energy construct, telling him that it's okay. Cherish the memories. Don't let the pain take control. To this, Hal says, "I don't want memories. They aren't enough." Then we see an energy construct of Coast City as Hal goes through it, telling himself that with enough willpower, he could have the power to be a god. He continues to enjoy this false city where he talks to people he once knew, people who are now dead, until his ring finally loses charge. We then see one of the Guardians from Oa, the planet where the Green Lantern Corps' power battery lies, tell Hal that this is against the rules of the Corps, and that he must return his ring as he has used it for personal gain. Hal doesn't take this very well, and basically says "screw you" as he siphons the power from the Guardian's construct to make his way to Oa, where he plans to take the power needed to resurrect Coast City, or so he thinks. At the end of this issue, we see Kyle Rayner, the soon-to-be last Green Lantern. Issue 49 is the second part of Emerald Twilight, which gives us the iconic cover with Hal wielding multiple power rings along with him wearing a menacing grin. This issue begins with Green Lantern on his way to Oa, looking very ticked off to say the least. The Guardians send members of the Corps hoping that they will be able to stop GL and bring him in to strip him of his power. However, this attempt to stop him is futile as Hal defeats each member sent his way and takes their rings, giving him more and more power. Finally, we see Hal face off with his dear friend Kilowog, whom Hal defeats not long after he arrives. After Kilowog's defeat, the Guardians step in to stop GL as they send a mysterious person to combat him. This mysterious person is revealed to be none other than Sinestro. This then leads us to the final part of Emerald Twilight with issue 50, which gives us our first look at Parallax on the cover. Sinestro and Green Lantern face off one-on-one, one ring to one ring, as Hal takes off all the other rings he took from the other members. This fight goes on for a while as the Guardians look over the brawl, where both fighters get battered and beaten by the other. The fight finally ends with the snapping of Sinestro's neck by Hal, marking the end of Green Lantern and the beginning of Parallax. Hal begins to make his way to the power battery, basically a really big lantern that all Green Lanterns take their lanterns to so that they can charge their rings back in their sectors. Anywho, Hal begins to make his way to the power battery, but is stopped by Kilowog, who pummels him and tries to speak more sense into him until Hal beams him down into nothing more than bones. At this point, he knows he has crossed the line and reached the point of no return, and continues to approach the power battery. The Guardians realize there's nothing they can do as Hal enters the power battery. In their last moments, they make one last power ring and send it off to find the final Green Lantern. With this, Parallax has arrived, and just as soon as he has, he leaves Oa to go elsewhere and bring his evil plans to fruition. After this, we see the ring arrive on Earth to Kyle Rayner, whom I mentioned earlier. We see the ring choose him, and once he puts it on, his Green Lantern suit appears. This marks the beginning of the new Green Lantern. So after Parallax is born, he lays low, only appearing in cameos across other issues, until finally something big happens in 0 Hour, Crisis in Time. This event is 5 issues long, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but is read backwards. The story itself is somewhat confusing, so I'm going to simplify it to the important parts that have to do with Parallax instead of making this video about 0 Hour. But let me know if y'all want a whole video dedicated to 0 Hour. Anyways, in issue 4, things get wacky. Time is unraveling, rifts are opening and destroying everything, and people from the past and future are showing up at places they shouldn't be. We are introduced to Wave Rider, the super cool time-traveling dude, as he goes to investigate the rifts. Flash, Wally West, and a past Hal Jordan Green Lantern both die trying to stop these rifts. The issue ends with the villain being revealed to be Extant. Issue 3, the JSA and Wave Rider go to take care of Extant, while all of the other heroes gather in New York City to take care of this crisis. Members of the JSA are killed, while a singular Hawkman is born. At the end of the issue, Extant is revealed to be a future version of Wave Rider. In issue 2, the heroes split up in hopes of fixing the past and the future, but Extant's army gets in their way. In the battle going on in the past, Wave Rider is absorbed by another version of Extant. At the end of this issue, we see both Extants merge into one, while a new mysterious green figure appears. I wonder who that could be. In issue 1, we see Extant get taken down by the mysterious green figure. Time begins to converge and lots of people begin to die. Our heroes then take on Extant in New York as Wave Rider returns, but in the midst of all this madness, Parallax reveals himself. He explains that this is it. This is 0 Hour. All time is over. The issue ends with Parallax walking in whiteness, preparing to rebuild time. He is going to build his universe. Finally, we have issue 0. We see Parallax starting to build his universe. He's forming worlds. He's explaining that there will be no more problems, no more coast cities. He is building his universe to control it and all within. We then see Wave Rider and a few heroes begin to form a plan to stop him and bring everything back to its natural order. Parallax continues to build his universe until everyone shows up to put an end to his madness. Each hero has their part, but he is still more powerful until Spectre arrives. This buys everyone some time to carry out their plan. Damage is finally close to ready to deal the finishing blast until Parallax blasts him to take care of him before that can happen. Batgirl sacrifices herself to save Damage, which makes Green Arrow shoot Parallax. This interferes with the plan and the energy blast resets time again. Everyone is saved by Wave Rider except for Parallax and Kyle Rayner Green Lantern. Wave Rider returns everyone to their proper time, and the issue ends with a grieving Green Arrow, mourning the loss of his best friend. But Parallax isn't really gone. After Parallax returned to fight against Kyle Rayner in issues 63 and 64 of Green Lantern to try and take the power to bring Coast City back, he seemingly appeared for a while. We then see him return again in Final Night, a story where the Earth is freezing because the sun is dying. He doesn't appear until issue 4, the final issue, where we see him destroy Cyborg Superman for what he did to Coast City. After this epic display of revenge, Kyle Rayner arrives, hoping to talk to Parallax so he may help rekindle the sun's fire. He explains that Parallax, or Hal Jordan, may be the only person with enough experience and willpower to utilize the power ring to bring back the sun. Parallax tells Kyle to leave as he needs to think about it, right before going to observe the sun's state himself. With that, he goes to visit a few people, old friends like Guy Gardner and John Stewart, his old friend Tom, and finally his old lover Carol Ferris. We then see him return to Coast City as Ganthet gives him a power ring. He is going to make the ultimate sacrifice. He goes to Metropolis to tell his old friends and other heroes that he will be the one to rekindle the sun, and that he won't return. Finally, we see Hal recite the Green Lantern Oath one last time as he uses his power ring to bring back the sun and save the world. This is truly the last time we see Parallax, at least in the 90s, but not the last time we see Hal Jordan. Well folks, that's all for today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed the story of Hal Jordan and his dark side, Parallax. Sorry to leave y'all on a cliffhanger, but this video was about Parallax, so if y'all want more of Hal Jordan's story, let me know and we'll go over what crazy stuff happens after his sacrifice. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on to be notified when the next geeky video comes out. Love you all. Frankatron signing out.